What if you could turn any image, shape, or object into a text-filled design like this? And no, you don't need After Effects. Let me show you how to create it entirely inside Premiere Pro 2026. Let's start with this mountain image. I'll scale it down to around 55%, but feel free to use whatever value works best for your project. Now, instead of jumping straight into the effect, I'm going to grab the pen tool and quickly trace the outline of this mountain. Don't worry about being super precise here. Just place points roughly around the edges and create the overall shape. Now you might be wondering, why not simply use a regular mask? That's a fair question. In fact, using a mask would be much faster. But there's a reason I'm taking this route, and once you see the final result, it'll make complete sense. So stick around. All right, our mountain shape is ready. We won't need the original image for a while, so let's move it off to the side. The next step is where things start getting interesting. Underneath this mountain shape, I want to place a large block of text. Using the Type tool, simply click and drag on the program monitor to create a text box with any size you prefer. For this example, I'm using a huge amount of dummy text that I've already prepared. Let's paste it inside, and Premiere Pro is not very happy about it.
Later that same evening,
I realized this paragraph contains almost 9,000 characters. That's definitely not something I want to edit smoothly inside Premiere. So instead of fighting with lag, let's use a smarter approach. Open your browser and head over to photop.com. It's completely free and works surprisingly well as a Photoshop alternative. Create a new project. From the Screen tab, I'll choose a Full HD canvas. If your Premiere sequence uses a different resolution, simply enter your own custom dimensions. Now let's recreate the same text layout. Paste your paragraph, select all the text, and reduce the font size to around 14. Enable transform controls so it's easier to position everything. Then rotate the text 90 degrees and place it roughly in the center of the canvas. Since we only need the text itself, let's remove the default white background and change the text color to white. Perfect. Now go to File, Export as PNG. Choose a location and save the image. Back inside Premiere Pro, import that PNG and place it on your timeline. The text still doesn't cover the entire mountain area, so I'll move it slightly downward. Our goal is to make the text appear only inside the mountain shape. With text image layer selected, head over to the effects panel and search for Track Matte key. Simply double-click to apply it, then go to Effect Controls. For the matte option, choose Video 3, which is where our mountain shape is located, and instantly the text gets confined inside the mountain. Pretty cool. But honestly, we can make this look much better. Hold Alt or Option key on Mac, then drag the mountain shape upward to create a duplicate. Let's turn this duplicate into a glow layer. First, I'll change its fill color to a light blue shade. Next, apply a Gaussian blur effect. Inside Effect Controls, increase the blur amount until you get a nice soft glow. For me, a value around 74 works really well. Now we're getting somewhere. The glow effect looks nice, but the edges still feel a bit harsh. Let's soften everything. Select the duplicated mountain shape and take an ellipse mask tool. If you're using an older version of Premiere Pro, you'll find these mask tools within the Effect Controls panel. Around the center area, create an ellipse mask. Now you might be wondering, where is our mask? You can find within the shape. Let's increase the mask feather value and a little bit of mask expansion values as well. Notice how much smoother and more natural the glow becomes, looking much better. But there's still one small issue. The text itself has hard edges at the top and bottom. Let's fix that too. Select the text image layer. Under opacity, create another ellipse mask, just like before. Increase the mask feather value for a smoother transition. I'll also move the mask slightly upward. Let's add a little mask expansion, and there it is. But we're not stopping here. In the next part, I'll show you how to take this effect even further and create something that looks far more advanced and cinematic. So make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you in the next one.